Welcome back, America. You know, one of my favorite states is New Jersey. My mother-in-law has a wonderful home in Bergen County, and my wife was raised in New Jersey. We spent a lot of time in New Jersey, Atlantic City, Ventnor, and Margate, being from Philadelphia. And there's a gentleman running for governor of New Jersey, Republican, who has a real shot at winning if you, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn out in New Jersey. And this is one I want to watch on election night, where we can actually flip the governorship again if you turn out. His name is Jack Ciattarelli. Jack, how are you, my friend?
Doing great, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
It's a great honor. So tell us about your race. Tell us what's going on there. You got big fans, and my wife and my stepson and so forth and so on. Tell me what's going on.
Their support is greatly appreciated, Mark, but I'll tell you here and now, we're going to win the race. You know how close we came in 21.
Oh, yeah.
But this time around, people are angry. They're upset. They've had it with Phil Murphy's failed policies. Everybody's up in arms right now with what's going on with their monthly electric bill. Whether you're a homeowner, a tenant, or a business owner, he's ruined energy in New Jersey. When he took office, we were an electricity exporter. Today we're having to import it because he shut down 6 different electricity generation plants, didn't expand nuclear, didn't accelerate solar, bet it all on wind, which has crashed and burned. And here we are today having to import electricity from other states through the exchanges and paying through the nose for it. And people aren't happy. They're rightfully and justifiably angry.
I don't think people know this, but you're pointing out the electricity bills in New Jersey are crazy. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. Because, as Jack is pointing out here, the governor basically choked off energy production in the state and went with all this wind stuff, which is atrocious. It's ugly. It destroys the coastline, and it doesn't produce the energy that a state. I mean, New Jersey's a real state. It's got industry. It's got blue-collar workers. It's got activity going on, production, assembly lines. It's got everything going on, and they need energy. So, Jack, let me ask you this. Who are you running against, and what does she want to do?
So my opponent is a Phil Murphy acolyte, and I refer to her as Murphy 2.0. She has supported every one of his failed policies, whether it's energy, public safety, public education, his tax and spend policies. As we all know, New Jerseyans, Mark, pay the highest overall taxes in the country. It's an unbelievable tax burden that makes the state all the more affordable. She supports his sanctuary city, sanctuary state policies, and I got to tell you something. Her record as a congresswoman is to the left of AOC. What does that tell you?
So she's into all this woke stuff and this transgender children
really
stuff
is.
And men and girls sports and all that?
She has voted, as this mother of 2 daughters, has voted yes twice to allow biological males to participate in female sports. She supported Joe Biden's open border policies, every one of his economic policies that made everything we buy more expensive. She voted no on the Lincoln Riley Act, Mark. I mean, you came here illegally. That's crime number 1. And while you're here, you broke the law. Democrat running for mayor of New York City. And last week, he returned the favor. He endorsed her.
Wait a minute. We lost you there. Mandami endorsed her? Is that what you just said?
Mandami endorsed her. But 3 weeks ago, she endorsed him.
Oh, jeez. Is the world going nuts, or is it just your opponent and some of these other candidates, Jack?
Well, I just don't understand this kind of pandering to a very far left, extremely liberal mindset that's out of touch and tone deaf to everyday New Jerseyans. But here's the really good news, Mark. A lot of people don't know this. I know you've got a very broad listening audience. New Jersey's not a deep blue state when it comes to governor elections. We've won 6 of the last 11. I almost pulled it off in 21. The landscape has changed dramatically. People have had it with Phil Murphy's failed policies. They don't want 4 more years of those failed policies. We're going to win it this year.
Can I hold you over the break for a few more minutes? Because you're a very fascinating candidate. I think you have a real shot at winning this governorship. I really do. I don't think the people of New Jersey are interested in whack jobs. They want to get the electric bills down. They want to get the property taxes down. They want to get the schools improved. And Murphy and his acolytes have had the opportunity to do it. And you tell me that she votes to the left of AOC?
That's right. And again, has supported every one of his failed policies. So that's what this election is all about.
We're here with Jack Ciattarelli, who's the Republican nominee, for governor of New Jersey, and he can pull this off. He almost pulled it off in 2021, by the way. It's very close, but people weren't paying enough attention, quite frankly, but we are now. Well, Jack, I want to endorse you if it'll help you. Will it help you or hurt you? You let me know.
Oh, Mark, that can't hurt one bit. Listen, you got a lot of influence. You got a large listening audience, and I do greatly appreciate you paying attention. I got to tell you, back in 2021, it was the Virginia governor race that got all the attention. But, when you look at Trump's performance in New Jersey from 20 to 24, in 20, he lost by 16 points, and there I was running for governor 12 months later. People didn't think I had a shot in hell. We showed them that we did. But in 2024, he only lost New Jersey by 6 points. He had a 10-point improvement. That was the largest swing of the 50 states. And, no, it didn't produce a win, but a 10-point improvement is a 10-point improvement. And my point is, if I could follow up a 16-point loss with a 3-point loss, I could certainly win after a 6-point loss. And the other thing I share with people, Mark, is in the 46 months since I ran for governor in 21, new Republican registrations have outpaced new Democratic registrations every single month. Today, the gap between the two parties has improved for Republicans by 300,000.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
100,000 fewer Democrats in the state and 200,000 more Republicans. And I think it's because we're right on the issues, and people have had it with Phil Murphy's failed policies.
Yeah, Phil Murphy has embraced the radical left in his party, and you have a congresswoman who's running who is the radical left in their party. Are you able to raise enough money? Because TV time is expensive there. You have the New York market and the Philadelphia market.
You're spot on, Mark, but in 2021, despite the pandemic, which really made a campaign very challenging, especially for a non-incumbent, we raised more money than any Republican gubernatorial candidate in history in New Jersey, and we've already crashed that record this time around. So the answer is yes, and because the nation is paying attention, I'm just guessing here, because I don't know for a fact, but I really do believe there's going to be outside entities that are going to invest in this race as well. So thus far, we've been matching her dollar for dollar, and I believe we'll continue to do so, but we'll have more than enough to deliver a win this time around.
Again, if people want to help you, Jack, where do they go?
Jack4nj.com, and that's the number 4. Jack4nj.com. It'll tell you my policy positions. You'll see all the various coalitions, Vets for Jack, Teachers for Jack, Women for Jack, on down the line. And, of course, there's an ability there to really easy to contribute to the campaign as well.
I want to get back to this issue because when I was in New Jersey just a month or so ago, everybody was complaining about their electric bill. Everybody was complaining about their electric bill. If your opponent is elected, the electric prices are just going to go up. She's not going to embrace fossil fuels or nuclear energy or any of these things. It's still going to be wind, isn't it?
And next door in Pennsylvania, Mark, the Democratic governor of Pennsylvania is burning 7 coal-burning plants, burning natural gas like there's no tomorrow, just cut the ribbon on a new nuclear reactor. And because they're doing all that by this Democratic governor, they've got the juice. It's reliable, it's cost-effective, and because they've got the juice, they're getting the data centers that are needed to support AI and cryptocurrency mining. That's an economic development opportunity. I mean, do we or do we not want to compete? So here we are in New Jersey, paying through the nose with 20, 30, 40% increases in the monthly electric bill and losing business to Pennsylvania at the same time, all because of Phil Murphy's failed policies. He bet it all on wind, shut down 6 different electricity generation plants. As I said, didn't expand nuclear, didn't accelerate solar. My opponents supported all that. But today, she's trying to deflect. She had a news conference. She's blaming President Trump. What the hell's he got to do with our electricity prices?
And he's opened the spigot, so to speak. He's looking for every avenue possible to create more energy, and she's blaming President Trump. Do you think that'll work?
It's not going to work. People are not that stupid. They know what's happened here in New Jersey. My job is to remind them of it every single day, and we'll continue to do so. We need a diversified mix of electricity production. That means natural gas, a very rational bridge to the future until the future arrives. Nuclear, we've got 3 nuclear reactors in New Jersey that provide 40% of electricity, but it's not enough. I'll put a shovel in the ground on day 1, and in my second term, we'll get a 4th nuclear reactor up and running.
You've got a fairly large Jewish population in your state. The issue of Israel and so forth, is that an issue, and where do you come down on that?
600,000 Jews called New Jersey home, Mark. And just last week, I came back from my can't train trip to Israel, which I really enjoyed. I went in 21. I went again here in 25. Very important trip to our Jewish community. It shows that I stand with them. Israel is a sovereign nation that has every obligation to protect its citizens and rid the region of terrorists. And that's what they're doing with this war on Hamas. But another objective the press really hasn't covered, I've got to grow our economy. And the way to do that is by attracting foreign investment. New York does $14 billion a year in bilateral trade with Israel. New Jersey does less than $2 billion. What does New York have that New Jersey doesn't? I was there to tell them they don't have anything we don't. Come do business in New Jersey, and I'll tell you, if Mondami wins in New York, I'm rolling out the welcome mat, Mark.
That's fantastic because people will have an alternative, and even the people in New York, many of them, they may not want to leave the area. They may want to move to New Jersey, you know.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. Your opponent, is she one of these diehard radical left-wing Democrats on that issue too?
She is. I mean, as I said before the break, she endorsed Mondami. He's returned the favor. Now, I mean, this guy called the NYPD a racist, anti-queer threat to the community. He has said that Israel, as a Jewish state, has no right to exist. He's taken a picture of himself flipping the bird to a Columbus statue and saying, take it down. This is the guy who wants to be the mayor of New York City, and she's endorsed him. His rhetoric fuels hate in the community, and there's no room for someone like this in the public sphere, let alone public office. And I hope he loses, but she's endorsed him, unbelievably so. And again, he's returned the favor. It reminds me, Mark, of an old New Jersey slogan, perfect together.
Now tell the country a little bit about your background.
I'm an MBA CPA out of Seton Hall University. Ciattarellis have lived in New Jersey for over 100 years. 3 generations of us have all been successful business owners here. My grandparents immigrated, obviously, from Italy. And, this is home. Always has been, always will be. As I said, 2-time successful business owner, but also someone who has served at every level of government, term limiting myself each time. Served 2 terms in the town that I was raised in that my grandparents immigrated to, stepped away from politics, and a number of years went by, and they recruited me to run for county commissioner and won 2 terms, and then stepped away from politics, and then they asked me to run for state legislature, did 3 2-year terms there. But I got to tell you, Mark, once I saw Trenton from the inside out, I said, I'm only coming back under one condition, sit in the executive branch and really effectuate the change we need. So, but it's a very unique background, a lifelong New Jerseyan, and an MBA CPA CEO, and someone that has served at every level of government, term limiting himself each time. I know what we need to do, and I'm not afraid to get it done.
And what has your opponent done?
So she's only been in New Jersey about 12 years, spent more than half of them in Congress, did something I really despise, ran for a congressional seat in a district she didn't live in. That's really bothersome to me. She's tripled her net worth since the time that she got to Congress, sat on the Armed Services Committee, and traded defense stocks. I mean, I just find that so offensive. But she did have to pay federal fines for having broken federal law on stock trades and stock reporting for a congressperson. So I think it speaks to her character, Mark. I mean, I just find it so offensive. First of all, people can't stand it when people use public office to enrich themselves. But listen, even if she didn't break a single law, you're sitting on the Armed Services Committee and you're trading defense stocks. Do you not worry about the public perception? Obviously, she didn't.
No, that's quite unethical. Sounds like Nancy Pelosi to me. Now, you're
Exactly.
Italian, you have a large Italian Catholic population in New Jersey as well. So if she's endorsing somebody who flips the bird at a statue of Columbus, that can't go over that well, can it?
No, it will not. The largest voting ethnic bloc in New Jersey is still, believe it or not, Italian Americans, 1.6 million strong. And so, listen, there's a whole lot of reasons why she should not be elected. I think she's disqualified herself in a number of ways already, but we're not taking anything for granted, Mark. But I will tell you, again, I only have 2021 to compare it to when I thought we were going to win and came so very close. This time, the energy is electric up and down the state. And I'm not just talking about Republican circles. My goodness, the day after my primary win, I went into the heart of her congressional district, my opponent, and had a Ciattarelli for Governor rally. And who showed up but the mayor of the local town who endorsed me on NJTV? He's a Democrat. So we're finding even Democrats have had it with Phil Murphy's policies, at least the moderate Democrats.
Here's a concern that some people have, which is, as election night went on and on and on, you won places like Bergen County, and then night turns in the day, and then you lost them.
Yep.
You're gonna have good lawyers in place and so forth to protect against this sort of thing?
So I didn't concede for 11 days because it was that close, and we wanted to look into every purported allegation of fraud. We didn't find anything nefarious or systemic going on, and a couple of laws have been changed so the county clerks can't mess up the way they did that night. I beat Phil Murphy on Election Day by 250,000 votes. He beat me through the mail by 300,000. And a couple of clerks, including the one in Bergen at 10:30, 11 o'clock, put up a vote count that they said was 100% reporting. It was 100% of in-person Election Day machine vote counts on which I won. And then people went to bed, but then the clerk went back and started scanning the vote by mail ballots, and a 10,000 vote victory turned into a 10,000 vote deficit because he beat me through the mail by 20,000 in Bergen County. Now the clerks can start scanning the votes at 6 p.m. on election night, which means by 10:30, 11, they should have a true 100% vote count so that we can't mislead the public again and cause a whole lot of skepticism, if not cynicism, in the process.
Do you have any big endorsements? Not that that is the end-all and be-all. I'm just curious.
Well, the president has endorsed my candidacy, and I'm honored to have it. We're getting the endorsements of the unions, which I'm honored to have, and I expect other ones to be coming shortly. It's still a little soon. Those things come fast, quick and fast, right after Labor Day, and I think the next time you and I get together, I'll have some really good news to report.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a incredibly important race in New Jersey. I mean, it's a game changer, and Jack Ciattarelli is really a serious candidate, a very important, a strong candidate, the strongest candidate the Republicans have put up in a long, long time. And I want to encourage you and my audience, I've just endorsed him to help him. Go to jack4nj.com for New Jersey, obviously, jack4nj.com. And any final words this round there, Jack?
Well, I always want people to know, Mark, that unlike governors on both sides of the aisle in the last 40 years in New Jersey, every one of them has tried to use New Jersey as a stepping stone to get to Washington. This is my final destination. Whether it's 4 years or 8 years, I'll give New Jersey everything I've got, but they don't have to worry about me getting distracted because of ambitions for Washington, D.C. My only ambition in life is to fix the state that's been so good to the Ciattarellis for over 100 years. I'm also not owned by any of the special interests. My opponent is, including the teachers union and the state workers union. So, nobody has to worry about me being compromised or losing my focus. I'll get the job done.
And those are the two places most property taxes go to, isn't it? Teachers unions and the state unions. Good luck to you, my friend. God bless you.
Mark, thanks for the time. Looking forward to next time.
You got it. Take care of yourself. That guy's a great candidate. And he hustles, man. He works hard. And he's put a lot of his own funds into it. And he has a great opportunity. So you folks in New Jersey, you have something that's rare in most what are considered one-party states. You have an opportunity to shake things up, stir things up, to break the back of a one-party state, to elect this man is sort of a Donald Trump for governor sort of a candidate, and as opposed to a radical leftist who's more like Mondami.